Are you a killer? Are you a killer? Because if not, you're gonna have to learn to be. What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And today we're taking a look at another YouTube video. We're taking a look at another film review for the newest addition to the Predator franchise, which is a franchise I have wanted to take a look at before on the YouTube channel. But this one is the new one. It is the animated movie, taking obviously inspiration from Spider-Verse, taking inspiration from Beyond the Spider-Verse, and also taking inspiration from Across the Spider-Verse, and also taking inspiration from Puss in Boots and The Last Wish, and other animation styles like that. So, yeah, it's a new Disney movie, but when I watched the trailer for this, I thought it was going to be a series, so that's my bad. That's me being an idiot and getting it wrong. But, yeah, this is a new movie. So without any further ado, let's head over to what Google has to say without any further delay. So this is Predator Killer of Killers, and this is a 2025 action sci-fi, which is 1 hour and 30 minutes, and has a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 5 out of 10 on Screen Rant, and is exclusive to Disney+. A Viking raider, a ninja in feudal Japan, and a World War II pilot encounter a fierce intergalactic hunter. So this movie is very evenly split up into 20 minutes on the Viking lady, 20 minutes on the ninja, and 20 minutes on the World War II guy before the half-an-hour finale of this series. So the Viking lady basically has killed her father. She has a son, she has a group, and she's going to take over this village. She slays everybody. A predator sees her doing this. It's like, you're a strong warrior. She goes it. The predator then comes in, kills everybody in her group, and then takes her hostage onto the plane because she killed a predator. Second story, Samurai. We see these two kids training, getting on really nicely, getting on really well with each other, and then they have a fight. One of them gets banished from the temple and then comes back many years later to take his revenge, cuts his brother on the cheek, and then they scrap. But the predator saw that he was doing this and then chose to try and take him on because they like fighting. Unfortunately, the predator dies, and then he gets kidnapped and put in this game. Second one, we have a fleet of pilots going out and fighting another space jet. I'm guessing a Predator space jet, and this one guy defeats it where everyone else dies, and the Predator's like, hey, damn, you're cool, and then gets kidnapped and sent to space. The transitions between all of these are really fucking cool, because we have Book 1, which I do believe is Shield, Book 2, which I do believe is Sword, and Book 3, which I do believe is Bullet, obviously, to go with each one of them. And then they all wake up in this room, get thrown out into this gladiator arena. The big Predator leader comes out, tells them they all have to fight to the death, and the winner gets to fight him to take him on to see who is the killer of killers. Yes, they did name drop, and I did get excited that they dropped the name of the movie. Very exciting stuff. It's always great when they do that. We then have them all fighting because of obviously the language barrier. One of them speaks, I do believe, Norwegian because of them being Vikings. I could be wrong with that. The other one obviously speaks back Japanese because they live in Japan. And then the other one speaks plain English because they're American. And obviously the language barrier, they do overcome that after fighting for a little bit, but then decide to team together, getting into the spaceship and flying away. The Viking girl then sacrifices herself, going to Valhalla to save the other two after the ninja dude loses an arm. They then get away, and then we get a little bit of a teaser as the Viking lady is going to be put back into the cryopods, because obviously feudal Japan, Vikings and World War II did not happen at the same time, so they were obviously put in cryo freeze, and we see somebody from the Prey movie in those cryopods, so it does mean she's been kidnapped. That means the wider Predator lore, and we will see her maybe in a future Predator movie fighting her way out of this area with a couple of different characters, and maybe we'll even see this Viking lady return in that movie, which I think will be very, very exciting. So, I do want to say the animation style is fucking beautiful. The animation is genuinely really good. The blood splatters are really detailed. The fighting has some brilliant choreography, and it just looks fucking amazing. This whole thing looks amazing. It's got arcane level animation, and it just looks so good. the characters are actually really good as well, because we have 20 minutes on each. They don't try and bloat the cast too much. It is sticking with these like 3 characters, and we do get to know a little bit about them, like their brother, their comrades, their family, and we get to see how they react with each other, how they learn with each other, their connections. And unfortunately, we do see the son die and her friends die, which obviously has an impact on her because she was doing everything for her son. And I'm going to be honest, I liked the son. And I liked the blonde girl with the daggers as well from the Viking bit. They were cool as fuck. And I was quite disappointed when they did get murked, but they got murked so fucking quickly. They got their heads crushed, their heads chopped off, their limbs ripped off. It was genuinely insane how much brutality was in this thing. But it was so fun to watch. Like watching these guys outsmart the Predator. After the second story, it did get repetitive. Like we all knew what was happening. The Predator stalks them. They're going to kill the Predator. And then they're going to go into this sort of chamber, this battle arena. And I'm going to be honest, I'm glad that they stopped at 3 because it does seem to be the perfect amount. They didn't do it too many times where it got really boring. But they did it enough so then you could see the pattern to what was happening. But they switched up the stories every time to make it more interesting. And they switched up the era and the type of characters that were actually here. The samurai was definitely like more, I want to say like noble and very reserved and very like smart and critical, whereas the Viking was very like rough and very strong but like very aggressive. And then we have the fighter pilot who's like kind of like, you know, he's the comedic relief. He's the funny one. He's the cool one. He's the exciting, like, wild card of the group. And they work together quite well, especially with their weapons. Obviously, with axe and shield, a sword, and then a gun. But there was some comedic timing here. There was a couple of jokes here. So they can have a little bit of a comedic moment, but also taking themselves quite seriously with, you know, this big gladiator fight. I predicted what was going to happen as soon as we saw that first flash of the, like, them trapped in the spaceship. As soon as we saw the fade of the lady, the Viking lady with the collar on, and we, like, moved over to the samurai guy, I auto knew what the plot was of, okay, we're going to look at everyone else who's in this room, discover their backstory and how they got here, and they're all going to go and fight against each other in this gladiator arena. Very obvious plot point, I'm gonna be honest. Very simple, like, plot point as well. But the designs for the Predators looked really fucking cool, I'm gonna be honest. They looked so badass, so menacing, and you know what? It made me put on the Predator skin in Fortnite. This movie got me to put on the Predator skin in Fortnite, so it obviously had some kind of hold over me if I was pulling that bad boy out from the depths of my locker. And, yeah, the story was quite basic, but I feel like the characters, the character connection, the character sort of interaction, and the animation 100% made up for that, because again, like I said, it is a beautifully animated series with some really cool characters. It definitely gives that arcade animation style, which just looks so good in this universe, and I hope that we get more, like, movies, TV shows like this, because the arcade art style is really fucking beautiful. It is such a good art style, and I want more of it. Like, it is just so good. So again, hoping for more stuff like this, and I hope that this does well so that Disney does see that there is still, like, you know, a good, like, demand for this art style, because this is like their, like, experimental thing, and hopefully we can get it with, like, a new Disney princess in this art style, because that would be fucking impeccable if we got, like, a new Disney princess movie with this art style. That would be insane. That would genuinely go really hard, and I would love that so much. I don't know what type of story they could tell with it, because it is more of like a dark, I don't know, because of Arcade doing it first, it gives more like of a dark undercity, like, rebel style story. So I don't really know what Disney could really do with that. Again, like, it does seem very similar to Arcade, and this is still a very mature movie with a lot of mature themes of, like, violence, blood, and a lot of war, and, like, alien kidnapping. Looks pretty cool though. I enjoyed watching it. The dogfight in like the air was kind of my least favorite one. I'm gonna be honest. I just didn't like the plane bit. I felt like he won out of luck compared to everything else, just because really he shouldn't be able to take down that big ass plane with his little plane, but he managed to find a way to do it, and it was badass what he did, but it was just wasn't my cup of tea. I much preferred the ninja, the sneaking into the arena, or like the Viking like battle, which I thought was really cool. Just the World War II thing just seemed so out of the left field. Like it didn't feel like it fit in like the world's strongest warriors or like the fighters. I would have preferred like a Roman or like a Greek gladiator or something like that. But World War II seems like a really weird time frame to go for. Gonna be honest. I mean, I guess they couldn't have done like a Greek or like I'm trying to think of another Greek or Roman. I think it's the same thing. No, they're not. I'm fucking stupid. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry. Greek or Roman warriors, like they would, or even Egyptian ones, they would be quite similar to like the Norse ones. So I kind of get why they didn't do it. But I don't know. I just feel like it would have been cool to explore more history rather than going to like World War II, because that added a little bit of modern to it, which was good. But I don't know. I just feel like it could have been better with like another like character like that. But he was needed to escape on the plane, so I kind of get why he was there. But other than that, I think this was a solid 8 out of 10 movie. I did really enjoy it, and I do recommend you go check it out for yourself if you haven't already. Again, it is on Disney Plus for you to go and watch and enjoy for yourselves. So I will love you and leave you, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.